Guys, in today's video I'm going to talk about drinking water for skin health and for reducing dry skin. This is a common comment that I see. I'm drinking a ton of water, I don't know why I have dry skin. So I thought I would cover that topic in today's video, particularly since winter is coming, and in the winter time, you know, dry skin can really be a major problem. Drinking water is critical to our health, and we rely on water for survival. It is key. When we drink water, it is taken up and it is absorbed through the blood into our cells, and whatever's left over is filtered through our kidneys and excreted as urine. So does drinking a lot of water improve hydration of the skin? To be honest, we don't have studies looking at skin hydration, skin health, skin appearance as a function of water consumption. We really don't have any studies to support this idea that people have that they should be drinking a ton of water to make their skin look good. We really don't have that kind of information. The medical community at large definitely agrees that drinking water is a smart choice, particularly in lieu of sugary beverages like soda or juice. Definitely advocate for drinking water. Good for health and much better choice in comparison to those beverages. But whether or not it actually is going to change your skin is unlikely. The amount of water that you consume is not likely to drastically alter the appearance of your skin. That being said, in rare situations of profound dehydration, say for example, you're out in a desert with no food or water, yeah, your skin is not gonna look great. Definitely not gonna look good. Water does constitute the bulk of our skin total weight actually, but loss of water from the skin has very little to do with the amount of water that you're drinking, and it more has to do with external things like your environment, things that you're coming into contact with, and whether or not you're using a moisturizer. We lose a lot of water through our skin every day. This is something called transepidermal water loss. And transepidermal water loss is inversely correlated to skin barrier function. If your skin barrier is impaired, then you are more likely to be losing more water and have skin that is dry, parched. And when your skin is dry and parched or dehydrated, as many people describe it, this will exacerbate the appearance of wrinkles and fine lines, of skin sagging and discoloration. So skin hydration is really more of a function of the skin barrier rather than how much water you are drinking. Skin barrier function can be addressed by using a moisturizer. This is a critical part of everyone's skincare routine, is using a basic moisturizer. Moisturizers include 3 ingredients. They include occlusive ingredients that seal water into the skin. They also include humectants that help to pull water from the deeper layers of the skin into the top layers of the skin and plump it up and make it appear hydrated. And lastly, they include emollients, which are things like oils that soften the edges of skin cells and smooth out the appearance of rough skin. So a basic moisturizer will contain all 3 of those ingredients. And basic moisturizers don't need to be expensive. Beauty 360 makes a fragrance-free lotion, which I'll list down below. It's like $2. It has all of these ingredients. And there are many other basic moisturizers. I'll list some of my favorites down below in the description box. But actually using a moisturizer will do more for the hydration, if you will, of your skin and preventing transepidermal water loss than merely drinking more water. Drinking more water will really just result in you having more trips to the bathroom. But how much water should you actually be drinking? The Institute of Medicine recommends that for men, they drink 104 ounces a day, which is about 13 cups of water. But for women, it's 72 ounces, which is roughly 9 cups of water. But here's the thing, that is total water consumption. That's not just drinking water. It also includes foods. Vegetables, fruits, they have a high water content. So there's a very good chance that if you are eating as you should be, you're meeting the majority of your daily water needs, and there's really no need to be drinking a ton of water or feel like you need to keep drinking more and more water. There's a good chance if you're eating a balanced diet that you are meeting your total water needs for the day. Diet and lifestyle factors do play a role though in skin barrier function. I don't want to underestimate that. Really important things that everyone should focus on in terms of ensuring good skin barrier function and ultimate skin hydration Include eating a balanced diet, rich in fruits and vegetables that contain antioxidants, which will help to ward off some inflammatory damage that can compromise the skin's ability to hold on to water. That's really an important part of total body health as well as skin health. Also, getting enough sleep is really important. You need to be getting at least 7 hours of sleep per night to allow your total body to recover. When we get poor sleep, that results in an increase in something called cortisol, and cortisol definitely can impair the skin barrier and result in more water loss from the skin, dryness. That's why when you're sleep deprived, your skin does not look as radiant as you might like. It's really an important part in the appearance, in maintaining the appearance of your skin, but more so for your total health is getting good sleep. Easier said than done, I realize, but focusing on that actually will portend almost more immediate results, honestly, than other things you might be attempting. Limiting processed foods or foods that have a lot of added sugar is also really important. Added sugars in the diet can show up in your skin. Sugars can culminate in something called advanced glycation end products, which basically are little inflammatory compounds that can kind of glom onto some of the structural support in your skin and contribute to aging and sagging of the skin and impairment of the skin barrier and subsequent loss of water out of the skin. When I say sugary foods, I don't mean fruits and vegetables. However, fruits and vegetables do have natural sugars in them. I'm talking specifically about sweetened foods and juices. A reasonable moderate amount of fruits and vegetables a day is necessary for good health. It's rich in antioxidants and fiber and water, incidentally. So no, I don't mean the sugar in fruits that you're eating. I mean added sugar in processed junk. That is not good for your skin. That is not good for your skin barrier. Other lifestyle things that make a huge difference are in terms of addressing the ambient humidity in your environment. In the wintertime, the humidity drops, and when the humidity drops, there is a pull now for more water to exit your skin to kind of equilibrate across that difference. And being aware of that, you can then begin to put steps into place to address that. One being, at nighttime when you sleep or throughout your home during the day, to have a cool mist humidifier. This puts more moisture into the air, and that will kind of cut down on some of that pull for water to leave your skin. The other thing, though, is to protect your skin when you go outdoors in the cold winter air by using physical modalities like a scarf or gloves to protect your skin. This will create a physical barrier to transepidermal water loss and protect the skin. If you have to have areas of the skin exposed to that cold, dry air, make sure you cover those areas with a really heavy, thick, moisturizing sunscreen if it's during the daytime, or an occlusive moisturizing ointment, for example, if you're going out at night and there's no sun exposure. So those are really more important parts about keeping the skin hydrated. When you go into an airplane, the humidity drops. Obviously, the air is very dry in an airplane, and you can experience dry skin shortly after an airplane flight. And so, making sure that you are wearing your sunscreen during the day of travel and reapplying it is a good way to make sure that you're continuously applying a barrier and strengthening that skin barrier, and also protecting your skin from sun exposure during your day of travel is really an important step in addressing dryness that can accompany travel. The other thing that's really important is going to be your bathing practices. You want to avoid prolonged exposure to hot water or to water in general. Water dissolves the lipid barrier, and hot water does it really quickly. So keep your showers short, no more than 10 minutes, and use lukewarm water. And make sure you're not bathing too many times a day. Some people bathe multiple times a day, and that can really dry out your skin. Choose a non-soap cleanser. Soaps, particularly bar soaps that have a harsh alkaline pH, a higher pH, really strip the lipids from the surface of your skin. And when the lipids are stripped, there's really very poor barrier function and a lot more water is lost from the skin. And then I already touched on this, but using a moisturizer is really important for keeping water in your skin. And specifically, you want to put your moisturizer on immediately after you get out of the shower while the skin is still damp. So you can really capitalize on that water that's on the surface of the skin. The humectants in the moisturizer will glom onto that. And then the occlusives will make a nice seal that will prevent water from evaporating out of the skin. So that's really important to definitely put it on immediately after bathing. And then of course, reapply it several times throughout the day as need be. And with the changes in humidity as we get into winter, you may need to do that a little bit more frequently than you did in the summer. And also your skincare products can play a role in barrier function and disrupt barrier function if you use a lot of exfoliants, or whether they be physical exfoliants or chemical exfoliants. This will disrupt your skin barrier inevitably, and you can lose more water out of the skin as a result. So making sure you're not going overboard with the exfoliants is really an important part of skin hydration. And of course, wearing sunscreen every day. A broad spectrum sunscreen is really important. Sunscreens are moisturizing. They're in a moisturizing vehicle. They have sunscreen ingredients in them, but at the base of them is a moisturizer. And so using your sunscreen daily to sun-exposed areas is great, because not only do you protect your skin from ultraviolet radiation that ages the skin, contributes to skin cancer, and can compromise skin barrier function, you also are getting the nice occlusives on there that will put the brakes on transepidermal water loss. So using a broad spectrum sunscreen daily is a really important part. So in summary, the major driving force for dry skin is going to be transepidermal water loss, but you really can't remedy that just by drinking more water. It's really just going to go through and be filtered out of your kidneys and excreted as urine. It's a lot of skin hydration has to do with your lifestyle factors and the environment and what you're doing to your skin. And if you're not using a moisturizer or a moisturizing sunscreen, then you're setting yourself up for increased water loss out of the skin, and no amount of water drinking is going to rectify that. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys and kind of clarifying somewhat of the myth around drinking more water is good for your skin or will prevent dry skin. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.